Hey, what's up, guys? Raymaster Flex here. And last night, after watching WWE Monday Night Raw, it certainly wasn't one of the best shows that I had seen. One of the best episodes of Monday Night Raw. Of course, last week I believe was a lot better, but it was a pretty decent show. The overall wasn't really one of the best shows, but it was pretty decent. But the one thing that caught my eyes wasn't until towards the end of the show, which was basically after the main event, when Brock Lesnar had a confrontation where Paul Heyman came into the ring and said that Randy Orton would not RKO Brock Lesnar. And out of nowhere, he RKOs Brock Lesnar. And then, of course, on SmackDown tonight, we've seen Brock Lesnar return a favor and F5 Randy Orton. But, after watching that last night on WWE Monday Night Raw, I couldn't help but doing the video of my thoughts towards Randy Orton versus Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. There's been a lot of talk out there. There's been a lot of talk about WWE possibly punishing Brock Lesnar by having him lose to Randy Orton at SummerSlam. Now, the thing that I've heard is that they've said that apparently Brock Lesnar was taking steroids or something when he was in UFC. He got suspended or something like that. And I don't know. I honestly don't know if this is true or not. I don't know. Because, if that was the case, WWE sure didn't punish him for it. They sure didn't suspend him, because first they were saying that the match for SummerSlam wasn't even going to happen anymore, because apparently they had tested him before his match at UFC 2000. And apparently they said that he had been on something. I don't know if this is true or not. But I don't particularly think that would be a reason of why they would have Randy Orton defeat Brock Lesnar. Let's think about it for a second. First and foremost, of course, one thing that's already killing me is the fact that they keep saying that this is 15 years in making. Come on, we're not stupid. We have YouTube, we have the internet. We all know that this is not the first time that Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton face each other. This is just the first time that they face each other on the pay-per-view. I really don't like when they have, two wrestlers and they'll make it seem like it's the first time they face each other. Okay, it's different if they were in a triple threat match way back then and they're like, oh, this is the first time ever. But if they literally face each other in a singles match, this is not the first time. We all know that on SmackDown at the time when Randy Orton was a rookie and Brock Lesnar was considered the next big thing, which basically was a squash match at the time. Brock Lesnar faced Randy Orton on SmackDown in a squash match and just basically beat Randy Orton in less than about 5 minutes. And so, a lot of us don't remember that. But, of course, they have already faced each other before. It's just that this is the first time since then that they're facing each other. But I don't think that, they would have Randy Orton. I don't think that the suspension that they claim about Brock Lesnar, I don't think that would be a reason of why they would have Randy Orton beat Brock Lesnar. Because if you look at it, who is it going to, who needs it more is what you really got to think about. Who needs to win more? And you can look at it this way. First and foremost, Brock Lesnar is a part-timer. And as far as we know, Randy Orton is still a full-time wrestler. So for Brock Lesnar, it doesn't matter to him whether he wins or not. The only thing that Brock Lesnar cares about is the money. As long as he's getting paid big money, it doesn't matter to him whether he wins or not. And you also look at this. Brock Lesnar actually has a better record at SummerSlam than Randy Orton. Brock Lesnar is 4-2 at SummerSlam. Last year was only the second time that Brock Lesnar lost at SummerSlam. It was only the second time. Randy Orton, on the other hand, he started off with a decent SummerSlam record. He became the youngest world heavyweight champion when he defeated Chris Benoit at SummerSlam 2004. That was his first SummerSlam win. That was not his first time being at SummerSlam because he was at SummerSlam the previous year in the Elimination Chamber match in 2003. But that was his first SummerSlam win. He would win at the 2004 SummerSlam. He would win in the 2005 SummerSlam when him and his dad defeated Undertaker. Then he would lose 2006 at SummerSlam to Hulk Hogan. Then he would lose the next year to John Cena. In 2008, right now, I can't exactly think towards whether or not he won or not. So I can't exactly say. But if you look at the history of the SummerSlams Randy Orton has had, he's had a lot more losses than he has with wins. And another thing you got to look at is this. When was the last time that Randy Orton, first of all, the last pay-per-view Randy Orton had, he lost, and that was at SummerSlam last year because he was still around during Night of Champions in October, but he didn't wrestle during that pay-per-view. His very last pay-per-view was when he faced Sheamus at SummerSlam last year, and he lost. But Randy Orton, he doesn't necessarily have one of the best records at SummerSlam. Of course, he's been in a lot more SummerSlams than Brock Lesnar, but Brock Lesnar literally has only lost 2 SummerSlams. He won his first one in 2002. He lost in 2003 against Kurt Angle. And then when he returned, he beat Triple H in 2012. He would go on in 2013 and beat CM Punk. And then 2014, he beat Cena in a squash match to become the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And of course, last year, that was his first time losing since 2003 when he lost in a controversial finish that I'm not even going to discuss against The Undertaker. So you look at it like, you can look at it that way, honestly. I don't believe that, and this is just what I think. You don't have to agree with me on this, but I don't believe that about what they said about Brock Lesnar and suspension stuff about something he did before he had that UFC 2000 match where they apparently said that he had been taking something. I don't believe that would be a reason why they would have him lose to Randy Orton. Because like I said, you really got to look at it as a way of who needs to win more. Who is this going to benefit more? It's certainly not going to benefit Brock Lesnar. At this point in Randy Orton's career, he definitely needs this win. He definitely needs this opportunity so that he can move, forward with his career. Brock Lesnar, like I said, for him, first of all, this was our first time seeing him last night on Raw since WrestleMania. And it's like he comes less and less now. He only comes when they got him in a big storyline with somebody. Then he leaves again and he's off for another couple of months. I mean, at this point in time, it really just doesn't mean anything to Brock Lesnar. That's what I said, for him, as long as he's getting a payday, he's good. He's good. As long as he's getting a payday, he's fine. But, you got to look at it that way. Who's it really going to benefit more? And I think that, and, this may sound weird to some people, but I would love to see a F5 get countered into an RKO. And I don't, this may sound crazy. I don't, some people may think that I just sound crazy saying this right now. They probably might be like, now, how in the world can you do that? But I've seen Orton do some pretty cool things like that before, counting finishers into RKOs. He did it to The Undertaker at WrestleMania 21. He countered the choke slam to an RKO. He countered Cena's attitude adjustment to RKO. Randy Orton has had plenty of times where he's done some unbelievable RKOs. And the RKO that I would love to see is Brock Lesnar going for an F5, but it gets countered into an RKO. Like I said, it may sound crazy. It may sound like that just seems completely impossible to happen. But if they can book it, if they can find some way for something like that to happen, that would be absolutely cool to me. I would love to see something like that. So like I said, as far as Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton goes to SummerSlam, I think they would have Randy Orton win either way. It would have nothing to do with the issue that they've been talking about with Brock Lesnar. Because, like I said, at this point in time, Randy Orton, first of all, this will look bad for him to come back and lose. It will look really bad because Randy Orton's been gone all this time. And, you know, Randy Orton, like I said, his last pay-per-view that he was actually in, he lost. So you got to look at it. The last pay-per-view he won was at Battleground when he beat Sheamus. That was his last pay-per-view he won, and that was all the way last year. It's been a long time since Randy Orton has won on pay-per-view. So you really got to think. You really got to think, and you got to say, you know, who needs it more? And it's obvious who needs it more because it's obviously Randy Orton. And also, like I said, the last time they faced each other, Brock Lesnar beat him then. And of course, then he was known as the Rookie. Brock Lesnar was known as the next big thing. My issue with that was that, you know, I didn't like the fact that they had it where they called Randy Orton the Rookie and Brock Lesnar was called the next big thing when really they were both rookies. It's just that Brock Lesnar, as soon as he burst on the scene, they just pushed him automatically to be the next big thing. That's why he got, that's why his career got so, that's why he achieved so quickly like he did in the short span of time that he was in WWE, because they pushed him so fast when he came in 2002. And before you knew it, he was already champion at SummerSlam. But at that time, they was calling Randy Orton a Rookie. And it wasn't until he started the Evolution thing that he really got on notice. So like I said, you know, in my opinion, I don't believe that this thing with Brock Lesnar about the UFC that I've heard about, that them saying, you know, that can be a possible reason they can punish him by having him lose to Randy Orton. I don't think that's the case at all. I think that, you know, if Randy Orton wins, it's not going to have anything to do with that. And another way you got to look at it is, you know, if Randy Orton loses, that's not going to help Randy Orton at all, especially at this point in his career. And like I said, he needs to win a lot more than Brock Lesnar does, because first of all, Randy Orton has a way worse record at SummerSlam than Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar's 4-2, so he's fine. Randy Orton has had more losses at SummerSlam than the amount of times that Brock Lesnar has even been in SummerSlam. So that says a lot about Randy Orton. It says a lot. You know, he's the apex predator. He was the former legend killer. Now he's called himself the Viper. You know, like I said, so I think for one, it's going to be a pretty interesting match. At least I hope so. And I hope over the weeks that we really start to see some more tension grow between the two. It's not really that much tension because of this brand split thing. If only they had it where they was on the same show, it would be a lot more interesting. We don't have to worry about the security taking them out from attacking each other. But like I said, I don't think that the reason why Randy Orton is going to beat, I don't think a reason, you know, of them having Randy Orton beat Brock Lesnar would have anything to do with the suspension that, you know, with the issue with something Brock Lesnar did in UFC. But then again, it could be, but I don't think it is. Honestly, I don't. And like I said before, you also got to look at it and who needs it more. And it's most definitely Randy Orton. It is not Brock Lesnar. And it doesn't make any difference for Brock Lesnar, because Brock Lesnar is a part-timer, Randy Orton's a full-timer, and Brock Lesnar is going to get paid either way. So that's my thoughts about that. And I'm going to pretty much wrap it up right here. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos, because there are going to be more videos to come. And I will talk to you guys another day. Sign off, Ray Master Flex, if I didn't say that yet. But make sure you stay tuned for more videos to come. I will talk to you guys another day. Peace.